Squelch, 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 squelch.
Welcome back to Squelch the Video Game Book Club. I'm Dano.
I'm Matt at Arms.
And I'm Storm Rage, and we're here to remind you that Dragon Age, the Veilguard, is a game, and games are supposed to be the fun.
This week, we are playing through the main quests, the enemy of my friend, into the Crossroads, Sea of Blood, and the Smuggled Relic case, as well as the companion quests and Unfamiliar Scents, Echoes of the Past, and Coffee with Crows. So this is a reminder, we are going to play through all the main quests of this game. Obviously, that's how video games work. And we are going to probably play through most of the companion quests. If you want to play side quests, which I think you should do, because I've had a lot of fun with the side quests. They will be on your own time unless I feel like they are important or something like that. And then I'll throw it into the main rundown for each week. But so far, I think it's just main quest and companion quest so far. Next week, we are playing story quests. Friends in Hidden Places, Shadows of Minrathous, In Peace, Vigilance, A Warden's Best Friend, and On Slighted/Deadly Wings. Oh, and completing the Veilguard. Sorry, I got an extra and in there. Companion quest, A Study of Docktown, and How to Train a Griffon. Those are both pretty short, if I remember right. So some of those story quests are also pretty short. So it sounds like a lot, not a lot of time. Estimated play time about 4 hours. Your play time may vary depending on how much running around you do and that kind of stuff. That is basically just me saving at the beginning and end of quests. So like the hard play time was about 4 hours, but that didn't include like playing around in the Crossroads and running around looking for chests and all like the super fun things that happen in this game.
And all the wonderful areas to explore, honestly, because there's so much exploration that can happen.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think has been a ton of fun. And I keep on kind of like running around and finding more fun stuff to find. So a lot of fun. Including I have 2 pieces of unique gear. I have a hammer that reduces defense until their defense is 0. And then it does 50% extra damage. And a belt called Jenny's Belt that when you use a potion, bees attack nearby enemies.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. That's just fantastic.
Yeah. Is that belt better than other belts that I currently have? No, it is not. Am I using it?
But,
yes, I am very much so.
But also, bees.
It says it in the description too. Exactly. Bees. All right. Let's thank some patrons.
Thanks. I am pretty incredible.
Thank.
So, thank you, patrons. Thank you, Twitch subs, and thank you to our YouTube listener, Clyde. Your supply keeps this podcast. What was that word I just said? Supply?
Who's to say?
Some pie.
All right. Well, your supply keeps this podcast ticking. If you want to put the show, head over to twitch.tv/DanoPlay or patreon.com/Squelch.
This one's a real page turner.
We want to share today's game with y'all. Lot is happening, maybe you don't recall. Let's do a quick recap for you, so it isn't out of the blue.
Hey.
Cha.
Right? So I start us off. I got Rook. They're our main protagonists. They could be male or female or non-binary. It's your choice, really. They teamed up with Varric to help take down Solus.
My Rook is non-binary. I've got Varric, our best good friend, and only consistent character in the Dragon Age series. He was seriously injured when trying to talk Solus down and is in no condition to fight. And if I'm being honest, just like me, Varric is aging wonderfully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honestly,
Absolutely.
yeah, he's in his king era where he gets to just sit on the couch and tell other people about stories and tell them what they should do now, but doesn't have to get his hands dirty. And that, I think, is the best route to go.
I mean, to be fair, he has like a halo around his leg that it looks like it's keeping his leg together, which is crazy.
I think it's a leg brace, right? It's a leg brace?
No, it's like a leg halo where it's like keeping pins in his leg so it heals properly.
A leg brace.
Yes.
Anyway, Solus is an ancient elven mage who created the Veil many, many moons ago, which separates the magical world from ours. He was an abolitionist in his time who fought against the Evaneris. After the Inquisition, Solus decided that he needed to tear down the Veil, which would essentially destroy our world as we know it.
I've got Scout Harding, our companion, who worked with us during the Inquisition. She touched Solus's dagger and now can do magic, even though dwarves can't do magic.
Neve, a newer friend. She's a detective, like a legitimate detective, like a private eye detective, down to like her narrating as if she were a private eye detective from a 1930s
It's so
movie.
good.
I
It's
can't
really
tell if
good.
I love it or hate it, but one way or the other, I feel emotions about it, and I expect to know by the end of the game. Yeah, Matt.
The only correct one is love, because I love it. It's great.
She knows almost everyone in Minrathous.
Next up is Balara, a veil jumper, and she has helped us with magical artifacts.
We got Elgar. You gave me this one on purpose, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. Did I highlight this red so you have to read it and then figure out the rest of what we are reading based off this? Yes. Yep, I did that.
Perfect.
Ditto, that's so mean.
We got Elgarnon and Galilanane. I got close, right?
Pretty
I got
close.
That's really close.
I'll take it. They're the two former elven mages who were so powerful they were considered gods with the other Evaneris. Their names are more complicated, so we'll just call them the gods or the Evaneris.
I've just been calling them the gods or almost gods.
Yeah.
I am playing with that.
I mean, that's why everybody calls them the gods, because their names are so stupidly complicated to say. They're like,
The
you know
gods.
who I mean? The god
Yeah.
guys, right?
You know,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
gods. The gods, you know the gods, right?
gods.
Yeah, I ain't saying that.
Yeah.
Like, there's apostrophes in funny places. They very much Dragon Age 2'd the locations of this game, which I'll be honest with you, I have no problem with. So first up are the Crossroads. This is a magical space in between worlds. It is a space full of alluvians, aka Merrill mirrors, magical mirrors that can teleport you across the continent.
We also have the Lighthouse, which is Solus's former home in the Crossroads. It is essentially our home base as a crew. It is our any sort of ship from the Mass Effect series, any sort of home base from any of the many, many home bases that BioWare has. Yes, Stano.
Is it changing, or am I imagining that?
No, it's
It
changing.
is changing.
Okay.
It changes
It is
and
changing.
evolves as you unlock various things. Some are related to story, some are related to quests, some are related to companion bonds, some are related to keeper level, but it does evolve and change throughout the game.
Which
I
is
was
super
like,
cool.
is there more? Is Scout Harding's like the path getting greener, or am I crazy? And I don't know which one it is.
You are not crazy.
Well, actually, I love the fact when Rook gets his room, like he goes, "Hey, that wasn't here before," and then then you go up into his room. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
We got Minrathous, this capital city of the Tevinter Imperium, where most of our missions have taken place so far, and is pretty cool.
So the story so far, after stopping Solus from tearing apart the world, he was trapped in a prison that was originally created for the Elven Gods. In that process, those two Elven Gods escaped. Solus approached approached us in our dreams and informed us that while he is trapped, he can communicate through some blood we dropped. Though he is very clear that while this is like kind of blood magic, it's like safe blood magic, and that he totally can't
it's not
control
like
us.
that kind of blood magic.
And totally
You
don't
totally-
worry about it. He is trustworthy. You can trust him with this blood magic of your blood.
He totally
I-
can't control you. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
One thing that I like about playing this game with you, Dano, is that we've played all of the other Dragon Age series while you knew what was coming. I don't think that you know definitively whether or not Solus will eventually use blood magic to betray us, because I don't think you've beaten the game yet. But it'll be a very fun reveal for if or when that happens.
I mean, what was it that you called? It was in Dragon Age 2, right? Didn't you? Or
Yeah, when I said that there was gonna be a bomb because
the bomb.
there was the line about like, oh yes, it's going to be explosive, and I was like, oh, he made a bomb. And you were like,
I was
"How?
like,
What?
We've done 4 full series of Dragon Age games just for that reveal, and Stormer's like, yes, a bomb. Like 3 episodes before it happened. I was like, oh, that's a year of my life I don't get back.
I think the line actually was like it was Anders saying, "This seems like a balm, like in
Yeah.
a really
Oh, that's
odd
what it
place."
was.
It was
a
BALM,
bomb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like in a real odd place. Like, wait a minute, that doesn't. No. And
Yep.
then,
It
Yep,
made
thank you,
complete
Matt.
sense. That was just your problem that you thought it didn't make sense. It made sense.
Turns out I called it, so it's not my problem. It's my solution.
I mean, a bomb can be both.
That's true.
We recruited some new friends. We're going to recruit some more friends because friends are what make the BioWare worlds go round. We did find and steal Solus's magical dagger before the evil elven gods could find and steal Solus's magical dagger, and then made our new home in the lighthouse.
I knew him as Solus. Smart, thoughtful, loved to hear himself talk. But long ago, he had a different name. The Dreadwolf. Ancient elven god of lies, or heroic rebel against tyranny, depending on which story you believe.
So today I learned that you can press 2 buttons at the same time and it will play both drops at the same time. So that was fun and exciting. That was all right. Storm Rage, I'll get us started here.
Yeah, let's get salty indeed. Starting off with the enemy of my enemy. After we get the Lyrium dagger back, Harding unlocking some magical powers that surely won't come back to bite us in some way, shape, or form, we take a quick break and meet back at the lighthouse. So what do? Well, as Matt referenced earlier, we get a room. Was that room here earlier? We don't know. Probably not, because the lighthouse is super cool and weird and it creates things. So we can set up some decorations. We have a wardrobe mirror where we can attach all of the cosmetics that we've unlocked. Again, without any sort of resource in-game, which I'm very grateful for. We can change our entire look, both in like our character as well as our outfit. It's excellent. Very, very glad that this is unlocked so early. And again, costs like no coin or gold or resources you have to go farm for some random reason. Once we get settled into our room, we see if we can meditate. So we can talk to Solus and see if Solus has any pieces of advice for us, because that's the best thing to do right now. Talk to the guy that we just fought several years against to make sure that his plan didn't succeed. What could go wrong? We do indeed find ourselves in the space between the Fade and reality, where we meet Solus the previous time. Solus greets us based on how we interacted with him the last time as someone that threatened him a lot because, he tried to destroy the world. He was pretty mean to me, which, fair. I get it. Fair enough. Yeah, Dano, same for you.
No, I did jokes and japes, and so he made jokes and japes back at me.
Yeah, he's very like, yeah, I told you, didn't I, dork? Like that's like.
That is the vibe. That is the vibe. It's like high school bully of like, I told you if you said anything bad, I was gonna punch you.
I did like the fact the game gave you a little context clues, like this is why Solus is being a jerk to you in the corner. It's like because you were a jerk to him last time. It's a nice little thing.
So
yeah.
In a future episode, I do think I'm gonna have a not so good of I don't like how some games think you're stupid. And this game has a fair bit of amount of like, hey, I think you're kind of stupid. But I do love that it explains that stuff. Like the things that aren't clear, I love that. Like, hey, this is happening because you made this choice. I'm like, cool, thank you for that. That is helpful. Like, I don't need you to like every time I'm wandering around and be like, hey, what about this thing over here? I don't need you to do that. I'll get there when I get there. I'm not dumb, game.
So we chat with Solus, and he tells us that the escaped gods need two things in order to come to their full power. But don't worry, everybody. We know that we're going to stop them before that happens. Has every other game been that we get this task, we fail this task, and we succeed anyway? Yeah, but this time we're going to succeed before then. That for sure. So first, they need to unlock the Blight. Turns out that these gods are the ones that brought the Blight into the world in the first place, at least in the way that it is currently existing. But it isn't its true form. In fact, the Blight is significantly worse, and a lot of the Blight, in fact, most of the Blight, is trapped in the same prison where these gods originally were. They could have used Solus's dagger to breach the kind of veil that Solus has put up to guard it, but because we have the dagger, they will have to make a new one. We have a quick cutscene of them saying, we're going to have to make a new dagger. And then Solus says, they're going to have to make a new dagger. So we know they're going to have to make a new dagger. This one will take time. Second, they will need followers. What is a god without worshippers? They will seek to target those who seek greed and power. That makes sense, since the first person that we know who fell under their influence was the mayor from the Blighted village that we played through last week. We better keep our eye out for anybody that wants any sort of power. Can't imagine what that might look like this week. We say goodbye to Solus and wake up in the lighthouse. We regroup with the whole team. We need a plan. We need more resources. Fairy tells us that he's still out of commission, and it's up to Rook to lead the group. Nev tells us that we should go and speak with the Antivan Crows, as one of the world's most feared mage killers is among their numbers. If we're going after elven mages that are so powerful they were called gods, then we should probably have a mage killer. After that, we should talk to the Shadow Dragons, since they deal with the Venatori, again, more mages. One way or another, we've got a lot of mages to deal with, and a lot of things to do.
So, as previously mentioned, the elven gods aren't gods. They are just really, 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 really powerful mages, which sounds scary. But at least they aren't actual gods. It could be worse. And if they're just mages, then we need someone who is very good at killing mages. Lucky for us, the Antivan Crows have a guy called the Demon of Varantium. I know how to say that,
Nailed
but
it.
I got a little lost there. The Demon of Varantium. Because he's very good at killing mages. I don't know what a Varantium is, but he's the demon of it, which means he's good at killing mages.
Should I highlight the text so you don't get lost?
So, not gonna lie, this guy would have been super helpful during Dragon Age 2 because the mages in that game were super duper crazy powerful. But at least he's available now, and I'm sure if we ask nicely, he'll help us kill our almost but not quite gods. Yeah, Stormrage.
Varantium is just a city in Tevinter.
Lame.
So he's like the demon of that city,
city?
essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Yes, Matt?
And also he'd be like 8 in like Dragon Age 2, based on the timeline.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that this guy specifically, but like odd demon of Varantium type character who could easily kill mages.
I believe,
sense,
I'm so sorry, there's a confusion. I think what Dana was saying was a goof, and what Matt was saying was accurate. So we're different goals here, different goals.
Yeah.
It's too bad there wasn't a really great mage in the first Dragon Age game that not mage, but assassin who that maybe could have came back. I'm just, no big deal though. I mean, no big deal. I get it. It's been like 20 years since then. It makes sense. 20 years has passed. No big deal. I'm not going to harp on this anymore. So we head to Antiva, the home of Josephine, the former ambassador of the Inquisition and eldest daughter and heir of the noble Montilier family. She was always super nice and very on board with saving the world. We should ask her for help. Is Josephine anywhere to be found? No. Why not? Because. Okay, moving on. Rook gives us a quick lore dump on the current state of Antiva. First, apparently the Crows are the de facto government and military of Antiva. Don't tell Josephine. Not that you can tell Josephine because she isn't in this game. Second, Antiva is under military occupation by the Antam. Who are the Antam, you ask? That's a great question. It took me a little while to figure this out, but the Antam were the military arm of the Kunari. At some point in the last 10 years, they broke away from the Kun, stopped following the Kun, and instead have split into multiple bands of warriors led by warlords who are now attacking the city-states all across the north. So the Kunari, if you remember, follow that very strict set of rules, and they don't anymore. Or less the ones who do are still doing that, all that stuff. But a lot of the military broke away, and we're like, hey, why are we, like, not taking everything over when we can take everything over? So they are. We meet a member of the Crows, and she says we'll talk more at their home base. So she takes us past a bunch of Antam, then up onto the rooftops, and finally to the base of the assassin group known worldwide as the Crows. Our new Crow friend introduces us some other Crows, one with a cool beard, another one who looks and acts extremely sketchy, and a fourth Crow at this meeting who is an old lady. The bearded Crow is the fourth Talon, and the old lady is the first Talon. Apparently there are 5 Talons of the Crows, and these are like super important Crow people. Yeah, Matt.
So I have the Antivan Crow background, so I am known to these people in this game. And actually, like the brother of the lady you meet was the person I used to work for until I hooked up with Varric. And then apparently it was a mission that went badly for the Crows, and in this scene they're basically like, yeah, that was the past, don't worry about it. This is more important now. This is how they set it up now.
The totally evil Crow who was the one who was setting them all up?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a more evil Crow. He is so obviously evil that I wonder maybe he isn't evil. Like,
that was my thought. It's like, is he so evil he isn't?
Because like there's no way they are telegraphing it. Like, even when like later on here in a second, we're gonna like get to this part we have to go out into a boat. And like, are you coming with? He's like, no, I must make sure we aren't followed. And I was like, because you're gonna go talk to the bad guys, right? Because you're gonna go talk to the bad guys because you're a bad guy? Because you're totally a bad guy, right? And then a bad thing happens because he's a bad guy. I mean, we don't know he's a bad guy, but he's got to be a bad guy. Or anyway. All right. So we tell these fancy Crows that we need to kill 2 ancient blighted mages who are actually a pair of elven gods, which they handle really well, all things considered. They agree that Lucanus, a.k.a. the demon of Varantium, is our guy. Sadly, he's dead. Except he's not dead. The old lady Talon says she knows he is alive and has been keeping it secret because the only way Lucanus could have been captured is if someone on the inside of the Crows sold him out. So if we want him to join us, we need to rescue him from an ancient underwater prison. We follow one of the Crows, the one who is definitely not evil, from the meeting to the underwater prison, and he absolutely does not act sketchy the entire time. The inside of this prison looks a lot like the underwater area of Expedition 33, which I loved quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie, it was a wonderful callback, even though I don't know, I'm sure it's accidental, but it made me happy. Except where, like, E33 was, like, gorgeous and wonderful, this is, like, full of busted up walls, broken crates, and a whole lot of dead bodies.
To be fair, it is a prison.
It is indeed a prison, though it wasn't always a prison, just being used as a prison now.
Yeah.
Okay, so bunch of dead bodies, almost like someone has already beaten us to this prison. So there are fresh dead bodies and not fresh dead bodies. The not fresh ones are in cells, and some of them have notes. The notes are not at all creepy and say things like, I am nearest. I was nearest. We were. We are nearest. Totally normal inmate stuff. Definitely no weird, spooky, magical experimentation happening here. We break a lot of those red crystals that are creating barriers in our way, and eventually we find someone to kill. Huzzah! But before we can kill those Venatori prison guards, Lucanus appears and kills them first. Sad. But he does it in a very flashy, cool way with like black angel wings. He's disappearing all over the place and does a bunch of cool, neato things. And Rook is understandably confused about how Lucanus can do this. And then we immediately learn that Lucanus is possessed by a demon. Great. That's never been a problem before, cough, Anders, cough. So, if he's going to help us kill some gods, we need to help him get out of this prison, so off we go. Lucanus tells us that the crew of Venatori have a vial of his blood that can control him, so before we leave, we need to find and destroy this blood. He also has a contract to this prison, which means he needs to kill that guy, because a crow never leaves a job undone.
Well, I believe the phrase is Crow always finishes their contract.
Oh, yes, because,
Always
mine
completes
is
the
so...
contract?
Yeah, it's contract, yeah. You're right. But, I mean, that doesn't roll off the tongue either, so I feel like...
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yours was better. Yours was better.
I'm not saying mine's better. I'm saying they're both bad. So, we're off to destroy a vial of blood and do an assassination. On the way, Lucanus trauma dumps on the party. He explains that a member of the Venatori named Zara uses prison as her own little petri dish. She would trap a person in a cell, force a demon into them, and see what kind of new terrible demons pop out. It was truly terrible. Something we didn't know could happen. We just kind of assumed that only mages could be possessed. And now we know that anyone can be possessed. Super duper cool. So now we get to kill abominations as well as Venatori. We run into a mage called the Fabricator who is fighting some demons they lost control of. Lucanus says Zara can summon all the demons she wants, but doesn't mean she can actually control them. Apparently she left just the other day with all of her, quote, successes, unquote. Which is, I guess, is a good news, bad news for a situation where we don't have to fight the successes right now, but we'll almost certainly have to deal with them at some point. Finally, we find Lucanus' vial of blood, which turns out to be much more like a vat of blood. It is so much blood, but we destroy it, no problem at all. And
it's a large vial. It's a large floating vial. It is very strange.
With that destroyed, we need to go find and kill the prison warden. Luckily, he's just a short elevator right away. Even luckier, he likes to monologue. He takes one look at Lucanus and says, with disgust, that this was entirely unnecessary. It was just one of Zara's little jokes. And I quote, "He's already the demon of Verantium. Won't this be ironic?" Which is what Zara said to him, which I agree is funny and ironic. So, tip of the hat, Zara. So he's an annoying mage. He creates duplicates of himself that you have to kill and does all sorts of magic missile nonsense and then turns into a demon because, of course, he is also an abomination. And then we kill the abomination and he turns back into a human. And we have to do all of that all over again. Once he's dead, we can finally leave. Except now there are two Lucanuses. One looks normal and the other is all dark and has pink demon eyes and looks all demony. Lucanus A starts talking to Lucanus B, and Rook is like, you all right there? Lucanus A looks at Rook and says, so you can't see him. I was wondering about that. Well, something to talk about later. Let's leave. Back at the Crow's hideout, everyone is shocked and excited to see Lucanus. Everyone except the first Talon because she has been killed. Zara and her people managed to break into the Crow's hideout and in the confusion killed the first Talon. Lucanus is extra sad because the first Talon was his grandmother. At least I think she is dead. Like, maybe. They're not clear. They always say, oh, she's gone. But they act like she is dead, but then talk like she is kidnapped. I have no idea what happened to this lady.
There is a side quest that we will not talk about where you have to talk about planning her funeral. Mm-hmm. So whether or not she is officially dead and we have her body is certainly up for debate. But the Crows writ large believe that she is dead. I am on your scope, Dano, where it sure feels like she's not, but they are giving us enough to believe that she would be.
So Ilario, that's the Crow who is 100% totally definitely not evil, says that when we confront Zara, he needs to be there. You know, to probably kill us and help Zara, right? Because like he's definitely evil
Yeah.
at this point. Like
Could be.
I'm sure he's just gonna help us. So Lucana says
Yeah,
he
he's
needs to
super
work.
helpful.
So off the lighthouse we go. Back at the lighthouse, Balara, Neve, and Lucanus are having a little chat about how Lucanus is an abomination and how the demon will almost certainly take him over at some point and kill everyone. Lucanus would like to know how to get the demon out of him, and they have nothing to say about that. So we learn that the demon's name is Spite, and that is a little weird that Spite hasn't taken control of Lucanus yet. Neve says, maybe we can kill a demon in the Fae, but that doesn't always work, even though it's exactly what we did in Dragon Age Origins when we killed that demon who was possessing the Duke's kiddo.
But you can only succeed if you do like a couple of other things, right? Like you
Yes.
need a pretty immense amount of lyrium. So I think this is an accurate statement.
An immense amount of lyrium or blood magic.
Yeah.
Yep. So Balara, that's a very good point. Thank you. So Balara helpfully mentions that we can kill Lucanus and then kill Spite when he takes over Lucanus's corpse. So, I mean, sure, that's an option.
She's the technical mind. She's like, it's like these are all the options on the table. Some of them may work, some of them are bad, but it's okay. All the options are now on the table.
I'm not saying all the options are good options, but it is an option.
I'm just saying there are options.
Yeah.
At this point, Spite starts getting mad because everyone is talking about him like he isn't there, and he really wants to take over and speak to Rook. Lucanus forces Spite to back down, which gives him a bloody nose and makes everyone kind of concerned. He says Spite won't take him over because if Spite does, he doesn't get what he wants. Ooh, cryptic. And then Lucanus asks everyone to leave so he can be alone. This is fun. If you say, oh, how about I just hang out with you because you seem concerned, it comes out as, I don't trust you as an abomination and you should stay. I'm going to stay here with you, which then Lucanus doesn't like very much. And so you go back to a previous save and then you skip through all that dialogue and you do a different option because this wasn't your fault. It seemed like a very nice thing to say, and the mean thing came out of Rook's mouth. That's not your fault. So
Yeah, obviously.
yeah.
I love this quest. I thought it was super fun. The Lucanus as a character, I think, has some really fun mechanics. I think mechanically, he's my favorite companion so far. And I think maybe even character-wise, he might be my favorite. He's sassy, and I love him. And I'm still debating on who I want to romance, but Lucanus is probably number one right now.
Ooh.
He's a sad boy. He's a very sad boy.
He's a sad boy I could fix.
Scout Harding, the decision was made before this game even came out. But I do like that we are revisiting the Abomination arc. I thought the Dragon Age 2 Abomination storyline was really good. I thought Anders was a fantastic character, and I thought the demon was really, really well done. And I thought like how all of that happened was great, including the end where you had to choose what to do with Anders. I love that storyline. I think it's the storyline of Dragon Age 2, to be honest, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this one as well. Whereas like Anders invited the demon into him because he at that time was a spirit of justice, and then became a demon of vengeance. I think what's cool about this one is, instead of being invited inside of him, he was forced in, and now is dealing with trying to, how do you get rid of Spite? So it's a really cool storyline that they're revisiting. That was already really well done and seems to be already pretty interesting. So, kudos.
This is a storyline going all the way back to the Origins with that one older mage lady who was also an abomination.
She was an abomination. You're right. I forgot about that. She had a spirit of a healer in her, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And now,
Oh, yeah.
and then in Inquisition we had
Cole,
who was a spirit who wanted to either be a spirit or a real boy.
Yep.
So
A real boy.
yeah. So yeah, it's a great, and I love the fact that like we're moving away from the mage characters into like other job classes that have abominations in them. That's super cool.
Wynn is the character from Dragon Age Origins, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
I
And
did love
Zevran
Wynn
is
quite
the
a bit.
Antivan Crow.
Yes, nice call. Yes, I thought those
That's
were all
not.
with
I
your companions.
googled that.
except for
That's not
Sven.
me having that memory.
No, that's right. It's Zephyr's the one that I killed because I never talked to because he
That
came
is
back to
correct.
kill
Yes.
me. Yeah, got it.
It's one of the best characters in the game too. He's no Isabella, but he's very good.
Yeah, I mean he's yeah. All right, so we could move on to the smuggled relic case. So we head into Docktown. With the same scene opens with like a noir detective novel, as Neve tells us about Minrathous. It's raining. It's a hard rain. Hard enough to wipe the slime off the streets kind of get like intro. As someone who's reading like who's occasionally reading some Raymond Chandler right now, it's perfect. It's beautiful. I love it. Rook and Nev banter with a non-mage named Karkin, while a man in a tri-corner hat and a mask jumps down from a roof out of nowhere. It's the Viper. He sounds like Shroud. We have questions.
Matt Mercer.
Yeah, we have questions. None are answered. The Viper tells us about underground sacrifices and dangerous relics floating into the black market, specifically red Lyrium relics. There's one here in Docktown. They've tracked down 2 of them and destroyed them. There's one more here in Docktown. Nev and Rook agree to track it down. Go ahead, Stormrage.
Fun fact, if you bring Scout Harding along with you on this mission, Scout Harding has a comment about how she's dealt with red lyrium before, and it's terrible business, and it needs to be dealt with.
That's awesome. So we take a tour of the Docktown, following Nev into the Temple of Indastre, which is closed. It's barricaded. It's closed for business. It's like, go somewhere else. We're closed. Go,
They have to
we're
repair
doing
the
everything.
R in Andraste.
Yeah.
We're good at names.
Yeah. There's sick and injured people waiting outside. The temple's locked down. So what do? We break in. We break in like good people do. Nev talks about her work, which is basically do jobs that fall through the cracks between Templars and the Magisters. We go to the courtyard. There are bodies everywhere. They seem to be killed by demons. There also seems to be a Fade Rift. We approach the rift, it explodes, and then we are attacked by a group of demons. After we clear them out, we discover Neve's first power. She can call remnant echoes of people from the Fade that were there and gather information. We quickly find her other power, where she can also open certain magical enchantment. We go past the magical door and end up in the market. We shop as we find our way up to the next remnant, which tells us to head to the docks. There's an elevator to the docks, but somebody forgot to pay the elevator man at the docks, so we have to take another shortcut. By the way, there's also a door that uses frost magic, another thing Nev can do. That's great. And then eventually we go through an alley. We take a zip line to the smuggler's docks, and there's another remnant, and we are immediately jumped by the Venatori. After we dispatch the group of Venatori thugs and a mage, we meet up with Templar Rana Savas. Her and Nev have a history, and she's also on the same case, looking for this red lyrium relic. We learned that in Minrathous that Templars are basically magic cops. They don't control mages. They only stop illegal magic. They're not, so there's a little more freedom in magic in Minrathous, but they have the cops, which are the Templars. It's interesting. It's a different dynamic. I like it. We learned from Rana that the red lyrium relic is changing hands, and that Albin Bataris is the buyer. He's the son of the head magister. After we part ways, Nev says that we should head to the spillway where the deal seems to be going down. We break down a magical barrier, and we hear the deal going down, and drop in once he says, "Hey, I need to use this before I accept the deal." And then he turns into a mage. He turns into a thing that just summons a bunch of demons. We have to fight them off while we kill Albin Bataris. Fun fact: if you knock him off a cliff, off the edge, it completely cheeses the fight. Like
Incredible.
it literally, like he could have full health. You kick him off the edge or push him off the edge. The next cutscene happens. It's beautiful.
Excellent.
Right?
That's so good.
We catch both Albin and the smuggler. Nev recognizes the smuggler as someone from the Thread crime syndicate. Ned finds it strange and that would be involved with the Venatori and red lyrium. Magister Bataris and the Knight Commander Leonis walk up, and Albin Bataris goes home with Daddy. He whispers, "The Venatori rise," as to Nev as he walks past her. Nez asks the Knight Commander how much this costs the Magister. The Knight Commander says to be careful, or he'll charge her with, and Nev says, What? What are you going to charge me with? It's great. Be happy we got the smuggler. Rana says she'll find a way to fix it. Nev and Rook are a bit upset about this. They got the relic and stopped the demons, but the shadow dragons will send word if the cult leads to gods, and they'll let us. They'll send word if the cult eventually leads to the elven gods. Nev
But
says
we also
need to count
didn't get the dude that did the thing. He got to walk away free, so it is very much a bittersweet victory here.
It's very much like a corrupt cop owned by the city, owned by the rich people in the city vibe here. It's great. I love it.
And it works so well with Nev's quest specifically.
100%. We need to count the wins we have, and that's the way the things are here in Docktown and Minrathous. The city is owned by the Magisters. The cops are on the dole from the Magisters. There's nothing we can do about it here.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I love it. This is perfect. This is the setting.
It's really fun.
I love Minrathous so much. It's such a great setting.
I think for me, because I've seen, having played more Dragon Age, and I have 2 more quests, so this is kind of coming out of nowhere and not in the proper place, so I apologize, bear with me. The complaints about the story that I've seen, I kind of get of it's not this, as so far, this story of Expedition 33 that'll make you think about what is life or what is morality. But you know what it is? It's fun. It's just a fun story. You don't really have to think a ton about it. You just kind of experience the ride, and it's yeah, this is just rad. It's like going to watch a good old Pacific Rim. You don't go because you're this will teach me something about philosophy. You go because it's just cool and fun to go to, and those games are great too.
Yep. Yeah, not everything needs to be some fantastic moral tale. Sometimes it's fun to watch giant robots fight giant monsters.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun to watch a cop take down the dark side of the city. Say, I'm going to find out what's going on. I'm going to make sure that whoever's in the know gets in the pay, if you know what I mean.
Nah, I'm not a cop. All the cops are crooked. They're owned by the rich folk.
I'm a detective. I get the real justice.
I'm a private detective. I get real justice, right? Yeah, it's great. I love it. It's perfect.
We do have 2 companion quests. We have an Unfamiliar Sense. This one's pretty short. And most of the companion quests and side quests all are. I think I haven't come across a side quest that is more than 15 minutes, at least as of yet. And I'm a big fan of that. That's very bite-sized, and that makes me want to do more side quests. Unfamiliar Sense. Scout Harding wants to practice her magic. Cool. Dwarves doing magic is pretty crazy talk, so we should probably practice it so that way it doesn't explode at a bad time. After a bit of practice and a bit of encouragement, Harding then moves a little bit of rock, and now we can access a brand new area because it moves it just enough. Video games. We move through practicing and moving rocks as we platform our way until we hear a cry for help. But alas, it's too far away. However, will we get to that cry for help? But wait, we can move rocks now. We move rocks approximately 2 feet, and now we can successfully access these locations. And we find a Veil Jumper who has a broken leg. We get them back to camp. Scout Harding tells us that she can hear a voice. Not ominous at all. The voice is the Oracle. The Oracle tells Harding that they are both touched by the Ancients, and that Harding should look for her in the closest to the stone. What does that mean? Not a clue. But I would guess, personally, that this is related to the Titans. Remember that time in Dragon Age Inquisition we went really, really deep into the mines and found those ancient dwarves? Feels like that.
It does. And that was such a cool DLC, too, that I'm excited that we are revisiting that. Hopefully. Maybe. Who knows? Not me.
Who knows?
I haven't played that far yet.
Yep. Then we have Echoes of the Past. Balara, our Veil Jumper friend, asks us if we can help her check on some artifacts. It's apparently something the Veil Jumpers do on a regular basis, and it kind of gives a sense of how dangerous these artifacts are. We meet with some Veil Jumpers who ask if we need to really check all of the things, and Balara snaps back that we always check everything. It's a weird defensive moment, and the Veil Jumpers quickly back off. We can ask Balara about it, but she shrugs it off. We continue on the quest and move some crystals from point A to point B while Balara stabilizes the artifacts so they don't spontaneously explode. After everything has been stabilized, Balara sighs, clearly exhausted, and mentions that this took a lot out of her. Rook asks why is she only the one that has to do this when there are clearly a lot of Veil Jumpers who could take this over for her. She opens up and tells us that why she goes through this each and every time. Her brother died a number of years ago due to an accident with a magical artifact. Everyone honored him as a hero, but she has held on to the blame for his death ever since. So, in order to make sure something like that never happens again, she takes on this relatively minor responsibility that is a lot of work. Then we move on into our final companion quest, Coffee with Crows. It's coffee date time, y'all. We've got some time to burn, as Lucanus says, we're going to meet with my cousin, who's definitely not an evil guy, but he's not going to be there for another 15 minutes. So let's go shopping. And you go walking around the shopping area, and Lucanus just buys things. And he goes, oh, well, Nev only eats fish, so we need to get fish. And then, Balara only eats fruits and vegetables, so we need to get this. Varric mentioned this. So he just buys things for everybody else in the group. It's genuinely really cool. I liked it a lot. Dano?
Did you buy the thing for him?
I did buy the thing for him. You can buy him a specific dagger that I believe is a wyvern's tooth dagger. And he talks about how he always wanted one, but his mom would never get it for him. And again, it's just a cute moment. Like, I loved this thing a lot because it was very short, but it was just adorable. Eventually, we meet our... After scoping some things out and confirming that we weren't followed, Lucanus asks us what kind of coffee we want. We can either do a little bit, not any at all, or a lot of bit of flirting if we want. I do want. Thank you very much. His cousin, Ilario, joins us and says that he found a lead on the person that killed the Antivan Crow matron, Katarina. The killer, Zara Renata, has left town and they're tracking her. Lucanus doesn't buy it. Neither do I. Lucanus doesn't think that some random killer would be able to kill Katarina and then just leave town. There's something else here at hand. Maybe there's even a leak within the crows. Ilario dismisses this, but he gets up and says he'll look into this further, but don't follow him, and don't ask more questions about him. He's not evil, so stop asking. Lucanus says that he is worried about his cousin. He's worried that Zara will target his poor cuz. Me too. It sure seems like there could be a leak, and it could be him. If the elven gods are looking for those who are power hungry, it could very well be targeting the biggest families and then undermine them. But maybe I'm reading too much into this, and Ilario's just a good dude who happens to speak exactly like every villain I've ever met.
Hello, old friend. Let's meet for tea after the match, shall we?
This is the part where I would talk about a side quest I did, but somebody else played some side quest. Storm Rage, what'd you do?
I did side quests. There are two main ways to get to your quest destinations. One is in the map, you can just say travel to quest, which I love. And the other is you can walk through the Crossroads. And the Crossroads itself also has a number of side quests within the Crossroads that open up other Illuvians that go to different places. And one of the things that you can do in the Crossroads is you can experience Solus's memories. And so I've done 2 of Solus's memories, and both of them were really cool. In one, you're just rescuing a bunch of slaves and destroying a bunch of slavers. And then in the other one, you're going in to rescue a specific agent of Solus's that he is worried has been trapped by the Blight. So you can kind of get a little bit more about, this is the first time the Blight has been introduced. We learn a little bit more about how the Elven God uses the Blight. Really small, really cool pieces of content. Really, really enjoyed them. And then I also did a small scene with Balara and Nev where they're talking about cooking. Dano has stopped me. Dano, yes.
Real talk. So Solus's hair, canonically in game, is like bald, like cue ball, like Bic shaved bald. Now, Storm Rage, I have to know, what do you think about ancient elven god ancient elven god Solus's haircut?
It's perfect and exactly what I wanted from him, and it's also terrible. So it is both of those things.
It's what's her name? It's what's her name from Mass Effect 2's and 3's haircut change. It's literally like
Ash,
the hacker, the
Jack.
Jack. It's Jack's hair. It's Jack. It's 100% Jack's hair.
Except for Jack had it up in a ponytail and he has it long. Yeah.
Long. Yeah.
So
He has like it's shaved in the side, but it's a mullet. It's weird.
Well, it's very long hair pulled all the way back with shaved up on the sides.
But shaved on the sides. It's a mullet. It's a mullet.
I love it. I love it very much. It's
so
not
good.
a mullet. Mullet is a very specific thing. A mullet is business in the front, party in the back. This is not business in the front. This is long hair combed back. He doesn't have short on top, long in the back. I'm going to stand by the mullet being a very specific haircut, and I will die on this hill.
True. Fair. I mean, my question is, did Solus, like, over the years, did Solus lose his hair, or was it just a style choice?
Oh, that's a good question. Is Solus, like, in grieving? Does he shave his head now?
These are all very good questions.
I don't think
Anyway,
an
I
answer
did a
this one.
cooking scene with Balara and Nev, and they talked about who's on cooking duty, which is something that I've never really thought about in these games, but I'm glad somebody brought it up. And Rook is like, just cook whenever you're hungry, cook and try to make extra for others. And then Balara's like, but what if people have certain needs? I can't cook at all. Will someone help me? And then later, Lucanus talks about cooking for everybody and how and why he wants to cook for certain people. And again, small moments that I just really like, that I think really flush out a lot of these characters in ways that many games don't touch on, because I couldn't tell you anybody's favorite foods from most of the other games that we have played, because it doesn't really matter, so I don't think most people worry about it, but it is a fun detail, Dano?
If you take Balara and Lucanus out, there's a chance you'll get a side conversation where Lucanus will be like, Balara, I missed you at dinner last night. Where were you? And she's like, oh, yeah, I was just so engrossed in the work that I was doing. I totally forgot to eat. He's like, oh, really? Well, Harding cooked. And she goes, oh, did she? Oh, well, and he goes, yes, I didn't know it was possible to do that to a potato. And she goes, oh, yeah.
That's excellent. There is one last thing that I want to address. I didn't know where else to put it. But there are a number of things we've talked about where, like, your companions have to use certain abilities in order to unlock areas. So, for instance, Scout Harding can lift rocks. Balara can tinker. Nev can do some, like, Frost magic, I think is like her thing. She does something, or investigate.
She has investigate, and she has like if there's a magical barrier with a switch, she can like do the thing on that.
Yeah. And if you come across one of those and that companion isn't in your group, you can use Solus's dagger to activate those companion abilities, which I think is a nice touch. So that way you still feel like you're using your companions, but you don't get like halfway through a mission and go, oh, I needed to bring Scout Harding along in order to finish his mission.
Yeah, Lucanus pulls platforms from the Veil, which is weird.
Yes. I like Lucanus a lot.
Taste my grilled cheese.
Munch.
Hey,
So I got the first good.
Okay, Matt.
Sorry, I just
No,
jumped the gun.
you're good.
Apologize.
Go right ahead.
No, anyway. So I love just kind of like walking around in the cities. Like, you're in the middle of this quest where you're trying to do something. All of a sudden, you're just kind of walking around. There's a market here. You can kind of interact with the market. Like, you can just live in this city for a minute. There's conversations happening all over the place. Cities just feel really good in this game. I don't understand. Like,
Yes.
it just feels like they feel alive. They feel like there's stuff happening outside the storyline. Like, you know, that was also involved with the storyline. Like, outside the Chantry, there's people that are just not having the best time, but they need to be in the Chantry. But the Chantry's closed because everybody's dead because they're all killed by demons. You know, it's great. I love it.
Yeah, I think that this is some of the most living, like, alive cities that we've ever encountered, because there are people that have conversations. Those conversations refresh. People move. Like, it's not just a static. It feels like a city. It's wild.
Yeah, and there's dogs and cats everywhere you can pet, and like I know
Pet 'em
Dan,
all the
like,
time.
you can just pet them all the time. You can like there's like people like begging for money. You can just drop a coin in their thing.
And
Like
there's
I know Dan
buskers
mentioned
who are
this last
playing
week.
money or playing for
Yeah,
money.
that was really cool in Antiva. Like where there's just buskers just chill like hanging out. It's great. I love it.
There are people having conversations about gravy.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that
some
yet.
important things.
Yeah. She goes, so gravy? He goes, yeah, it's great. Yeah. Chicken, Brussels sprouts, and then there's a bunch of weird things you don't put gravy on. And she's like, stop talking. He's like, what?
Dan, what's the not so good?
I've got the not so good, and it is EA and BioWare strike again. We haven't finished this game yet, so I can't say definitively that like the EA and BioWare curse of making a good game and then not believing it's a good game, so therefore not backing up your devs or your storytellers about your good game and throwing them immediately under the bus and then cutting bait this first second you can. But it seems like they did it again. It seems very much like they did it again. Like the anti-woke warriors came out and got mad because I guess they just didn't like first grade grammar and are mad that pronouns exist. Like it's just
I will say I expected a lot more like left wing issues to be presented here. This doesn't feel different than any other Dragon Age game other than I can choose my pronouns. I think that's the only difference I've noticed. And also, the rest of the Dragon Age games are not like, not talking about those issues.
Yeah, so far, like, so I decided to play a non-binary character because I thought it'd be fun to play a non-binary character. I thought it'd be interesting because I think playing different genders and that kind of stuff is fun and interesting and, you know, kind of like your role playing a game. It's fun to kind of play different roles. So I play a non-binary character. You could choose they, them pronouns. You can choose the pronouns you want. And so very early in the game, Varric is talking to me and I had a chance to confirm the non-binary thing where you get a chance to talk about like, you know, oh, I'm still working through this, or I'm very proud of who I am, or anything like that. And then it gives you a little like, hey, if you do this, it kind of confirms some stuff. And you're like, cool, yeah, great. Let's go ahead and confirm that. And then people just use your pronouns. They just say they.
Or wild that anybody saw this and was like, oh, the libs, they're ruining games.
It's literally it. It's like, it's so nothing that like, honestly, I'm having the most fun playing dress up. I've already gone and like redone my character model because I didn't love the character model that I had. So I redid the character model. I love my character model now. I think it's a very cool character. I love the way I get to present them. It's great. It's fantastic. It's fun. At this point, it's literally nothing. Maybe it'll be something when we get to the romance scene or something, but it is literally nothing. And it was made to be out like, oh, it's nothing. It's literally nothing. And they were so mad. And then the same thing that happened with Mass Effect 4, where they changed some things up about the game. So you weren't playing with, you know, Shepard, you were playing with the not Shepard twins, right?
Ryder,
thank you. Playing with Ryder. Shepard was great. Now we have Ryder. Ryder, by the way, also great. And now kind of a similar thing happened with Dragon Age, the Veilguard. And we lost the world is the story, right? And that turned off some longtime fans of Dragon Age, and so they also like rioted. So like you have these two situations where like longtime fans don't understand the change made, and then the anti-woke warriors come out and get mad about literally nothing. And then like it just completely crashes a good game. And like I beg of you, if you're gonna drop this many millions of dollars into a game, at least support the people that created that game and actually support that game. Because like, once again, we're playing a super fun game. Is it the best game ever made? No, it's not. Is it a very fun game? Yes, it is. But EA and BioWare couldn't be bothered to like even defend it a little bit. It's like, oh, we made a thing, but oh, we feel icky about, because like, oh, some people got mad because they got mad about a lady video game reporter 30 years ago, and then they still had their fifis hurt. Get over it. Get over
They're
it.
cowards.
You've been trying to jump
No,
in here for a bit.
they're straight up cowards. They are cowards because I'm sorry, Matt. Like Andromeda was a really good game, and like with more time and like additional games, it would have been just as good as the original Mass Effect. Same thing with this game. This game, like, it got a little bit weird. Like, it kind of underperformed because of the internet, and then all of a sudden, EA's just like, bye, and then fired everybody. And it's just like, what do you do? Like, just you released a game, just stand behind it for like a year, please. Just stand behind it.
If they had just continued to support this game and continue to stand behind this game, it would have continued to find and grow its audience, and it would have drowned out like the anti-woke warriors with their hurt fifis because of pronouns, right? And so like, it would have rose above it if they had just tried. And they refused to try because like, this is the long and the short of EA is, if it isn't a game that they can milk their like player base full of microtransactions forever, if this isn't a sports game that they can't just milk with microtransactions forever, they do not care about it. And that's what happened with this game, and that's what happened with Andromeda. They can't milk the fan base for every nickel and dime and $20 skin, so therefore they just don't care about it. And they also they don't want to deal with like people like, again, it's people who like, oh, my fifis, I'm a white man and it hurt my fifis. Get over it. Just like
like the fact that there's and also like the one white male character like is done after the first like scene. Like, it's like, okay.
So you don't even notice it. Just play the game and enjoy it. It's so good. It's so stupid. Anyway, good work, EA and BioWare.
I did some Googling while we were talking, and there's a meme. There's a comment within this Reddit thread that is not Squelch appropriate. I'm going to put it in our personal Discord for you guys to enjoy here in just a second. But the meme is great. And the title of the Reddit post is, "I will scream it until the day I die." Dragon Age. They forgot the. How dare they? Dragon Age Veilguard was not bad enough to kill the series. It was a solid game with blatant issues, but wasn't even the worst game in the series. And then it's the meme of Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z staring in the rain that says, "When a series you've adored since childhood is dead because right-wing snowflakes got their way for once."
It's true, though. It's true. Like, they're so terrified of this, like, corner of the internet that exists to be angry all the time. And it's like, just manufacturing. And this game, like, there are games, if you want to be mad, there are games you can go be mad at if you want. Sure, but like, this ain't one of them. Like, this is like the center-right Democrat of video games. Like, it's just like, I don't. It's like,
that's the title.
I have a gay friend, and you shouldn't be mean to them of video games. Like, that's all this is. Like, it's they're not even trying to like fight for anything. It's just like, hey, these people exist. It's so frustrating.
How dare.
Anyway, what's the best good?
Best good is that the overall story here does not have to do with whether or not mages should be in the Chantry. And I'm so glad that is not a plot line that we have to go through again. The first time I was like, okay, interesting. Second one, it's such a significant core of that game about like Anders and freedom and what does that mean. I thought like fully explores that. Inquisition, I think, also handles it pretty well. But by the end of Inquisition, I was like, I just don't care about the Chantry anymore. I want other areas and worlds to explore. And they do that by not only just like hand waving a lot of it, but because we're in Tevinter, where the Chantry doesn't have that power, where mages can be free to a pretty significant degree. So I am glad that there is like an in-world explanation for it that also makes it so that the narrative structure doesn't rely on the same thing that it's relied on in all of the other games.
Yeah, and the Templars exist, but they're just cops. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
He asks each traveler 3 questions. 3 questions. 3, that's a magic number. I will ask myself
3 questions. Hey there, Matt. What are you liking so far?
Oh, by the way, Stormrage, you should replay Dragon Age 2 as a mage. It's like probably the best way to play Dragon Age 2 is as a mage. Anyway.
I might, but then I can't get Bethany, and that's the problem, is that
fair.
Bethany
Yeah,
is the best part of that game.
Fair. All right, so what I'm liking so far, the random encounters in the Crossroads are just a blast. Sometimes you walk in an area and there's a bunch of things to kill. Sometimes there's too many things to kill and you die. It happens. It happens. It happens every once in a while. Luckily, autosaves happen a lot. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's a small party and you can jump them. It's great. I love the random encounters in the Crossroads. It is so good. Stormrage, what are you liking so far?
I love the Antivan Crows. I love how they've built on this storyline, how they've added to it, how I think the Crows themselves are all written really well. I love that they own a casino and that's their home base because, of course, why not? I love that it's the mob that is protecting the town and they're really the government. And I think that they're really written really well. And if that one crow turns out to be evil, I'll go, yeah, okay. If he turns out to be good, I'll be genuinely shocked and kind of impressed.
At this point, I'm going to be disappointed if he's not good. Because, I think it's the only way that makes sense. I actually expect him... I think he's good because they went so hard on him definitely being bad.
It is a little clear that whether or not he is bad, they certainly want you to think he's bad.
Yes.
Dano, what do you like it so far?
Very flexible party comps. And I'm sure at max difficulty, you want to bring very specific party comps. You probably want to bring the holy trinity of tank, healer, DPS. But at the regular old normal person difficulty that I'm playing at, and I'm guessing you two are playing at, doesn't matter what you bring. Just bring whoever you want for story reasons, and it works out well. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed, being thoughtful about who I bring for the mission based on who they are as a party member and not on what I need for difficulty. And it's been great. It's been the perfect amount of difficult to be fun. So I'm really enjoying that. What are you struggling with, Matt?
I'm struggling with the fact that on focused missions where it's kind of just one companion story, say with the Antivan Crows and with Minrathous, I don't know who to bring. I don't know who the third wheel is. I like them all. They're cool and the dialogue in the background is so good. And it's just because I was watching a let's play while I was doing my recap for my recap, and I'm like, oh, I could have brought him along and he would have been so much better than Ballara, but also Ballara had some good things to say too. So it's I want to bring everybody. Just do everybody along with me. That'd be great. What are you struggling with?
We can't have everybody. We have everybody at home, and they sit at the lighthouse and they make meals for each other.
I know, it's great, and it's great. It really is just like a polycule, honestly.
The Dragon Age polycule. Do you remember the Portland polycule? Do you remember
the real question polycule? Is how long will I last until I install the poly romance mod? And it feels like it is ticking down to not that long.
It must exist. There's no way it doesn't. Gotta be one. Yeah.
Stormrage, what are you struggling with? Other than the fact
there isn't more. I'm so mad that this game was abandoned so early on. There could have been DLCs, and it's crazy to be there could have been DLCs. Why weren't there? But there could have been changes. There could have been updates. There could have been new skill paths. There's so many things that there could have been that it's just so unfortunate that it's not. And I just wish there was more and they had given it more time. Dano, what are you struggling with?
Yeah, they didn't have to kill the series. They did, though. What am I struggling with? I don't love that there are places with a white shimmery thing in the door, and it's you can't go here yet. I get it. We're Dragon Age 2ing, so they're a part of the map that you can't access yet. But there had to have been a better way to do that than not available yet in bright red text. There had to have been a clear way to do that.
As not to contradict you, but as somebody that needs to be told very specifically, don't try to go here, the bright red text with the white shimmer, I'm like, sweet, I don't need to worry about it. I'll go on to the next place.
Yeah, Matt.
It's weird because they're also subtle about it, because like there was an area in Minrathous where like there was this pot that you can RB interact with, so somebody on your team can interact with it, but you can't interact with it yet. So it's like a little, it was like a group, like a pot that you could look like it was like.
I think it's a bomb. I think it's a.
It looks like a
Kunari
bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm guessing we're getting a Kunari at some point who is gonna be able to blow those up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, what surprised you about the game?
So when you return to areas like the forest or Minrathous or Antiva, it's basically just an open world for the most part. Like you just kind of discover quests as you go. It's really kind of a nice mix of the Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition gameplay loops, and I kind of love it a lot. Like it's not there's nothing that's like the Crossroads is the closest thing to like the first area, the first area in Dragon Age Inquisition, where it's just there's a lot you can get to and kind of get lost in. But also fast travel is really, really good, and there's 1,000 fast travel points. So like if you do get lost, you can get like kind of like zip back to someplace you know. It's great. Storm Rage, what surprised you about the game?
The combat is so like beautifully dangerous. I haven't died yet, but I've been real close a lot. And every time I get down to like 1 health and no potions, I go, okay, time to lock in. And it's pretty incredible to have that difficulty. Like I'm only on normal, so this is not meant to be like braggadocious. I don't think I'm that good at the game, but to have that threat of danger while still being able to consistently progress, I think is the sweet spot in like any competition or anything. And I think that the level there is perfect. I did try to do one single fight without spamming my companion's abilities just to see what Matt's life was like last week. That fight took forever and was a nightmare. And it was just like 2 dudes. So it is bad if you don't always use your companion's abilities when they are up.
I've gotten better I gotten better this week, where it's just like I'm actually using my companions more, and its fights are so much better. It's great.
Excellent.
It's been so much fun to just like, I am adjusting my my Rook's like abilities to fit my character, my party members as well. So like, oh, this person can like trigger off of that. So I have to make sure I have this ability, or this character can trigger off this other person. So let's make sure I do this. And like, I'm actively changing builds around, like not respecing or anything, but like just choosing the 3 skills that I have selected, which I really enjoy. So you have to be kind of thoughtful about the build before you go out, instead of just having like, oh, I have 8 abilities, and so I just make sure I need to use that correct 8 abilities as you go, which is how most role-playing games are, right? And this one, you have 3 abilities. Again, the mass effectification of Dragon Age, the Veilguard. You have 3 abilities, and you need to be thoughtful about which ones you bring in order to get the correct like triggers. And it's been very fun doing that, I think.
I don't know. Nev's time stop is so good.
Oh, it's
Nev's
so good. Time stop's so good. Dano, what surprised you about the game?
Game good. Game good.
Game good.
Game
Game
good.
good.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Storm Rage, sell the game to a friend.
All your friends might explode any minute now, but it's probably fine.
Matt, sell the game.
Hard-boiled private eye in a magical fantasy setting? Count me in. Give me a novel set in Minrathous with Nev. Like, just give me
that would be great. That would be great.
There are a ton of Dragon Age novels, but I don't
Nothing
believe anything post
Veilguard.
the Veilguard. Yeah. And for me,
Go ahead. No, please. Even like a prequel to Veilguard, where she's just like in Minrathous solving crimes, finding murders, like private eyeing and private eyeing and stuff. It's great. I want it.
Very cool. As for me, don't listen to the Judds. Game good. That's it for this week. Next week, we veil the guards in Dragon Age the Veilguard. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks to all our Twitch subs and patrons for patronizing us. Thank you to our YouTube listener, Clyde. You can find the link to our Discord and links to support the podcast in the description of this episode.
Dragon Age the Veilguard is a game, and games are meant to be fun.
Yeah! And don't forget, elven gods are only gods if you call them gods. Baby.
This is the end of this show. Everybody bye!
So, did you guys, when you had your coffee date with Lucanus, did you do any flirting with him?
I did not.
Okay.
No.
One of my favorite lines that I've come across is you're talking about favorite coffees, and he's like, I love honey and lavender. It reminds me of a first kiss. And goes into detail about how it's delightful. And then he asks Rook what kind of coffee they prefer. It very much being like, what kind of kiss? And you can either answer, why don't you find out? Great response. I've never had. Or everyone is different. And all great and valid answers. And I love that scene a lot.
It was a really fun scene. And I was just enjoying coffee with, it's just literally all you're doing is having coffee. It's great.
Yeah. It's kind of I did kind of forget this week that there were gods that were trying to destroy the world, but I had a lot of fun with my friends.
Right?
It's very RPG where it's like, yes, we have to save the world, but I mean, we also need to have fun dates.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So I think there is no restriction on romancing. I think you can you can romance anybody.
Yes, but not all at once. I think once you lock in a romance,
not all
it's
at once,
locked in. But you can romance anyone, unlike previous Dragon Ages, which were gender locked to certain characters.
Yeah,
which is super cool and very progressive, and I love it.
I don't know. I'm fine with both ways. I have no problem with having a gender lock. I think it's okay to have certain characters being yeah, I only date the ladies or I only date the men. I don't have a problem with that, but I also don't have a problem with them being you know what, there's no reason for us to force the character to play a certain type of character based on who they want to romance. So let's just open up to everybody. I could see arguments for both sides, and I don't have a strong opinion on that one.
So you're saying if Mass Effect was made now, they would allow you to romance Rex, because that'd be great.
No one gets to romance Rex because they don't understand fun.
Right? I want to romance Rex.
All right. Storm Rage looks like he's deeply engrossed in something. Is this something podcast related, or should we end the show?
Good news, everybody. There is a polymod.
I look forward to the Lighthouse polycule soon. All right. That's it for this week. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we'll talk at you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Real quick, last thing. Apparently, there's a romance scene at some point in the end of the game, and the mod will make you watch every single scene if you've committed to every single character. So it's gonna be 30 minutes of romance scenes. Roll Storm Rage.
I cannot wait.